Good evening, I'm Jeff Koinange, and this is a special edition of Jeff Koinange Live from the capital of one of Africa's most troubled nations, and yes indeed, it's the young nation, Juba, South Sudan. Now, this is a nation that's barely 5 years old, but already they've gone through one civil war and an insurrection less than a month ago. Thousands killed, tens of thousands displaced. The world is asking, what went wrong with South Sudan? So we have a special with the man who holds the key to the future, the president of South Sudan, Kiir Mayadit. Mr. President,
How are you?
how are you, sir?
Nice meeting.
Good to see you.
So do I too.
You well?
I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome.
So you have changed my city.
Yeah, we've changed your seating a little bit. We'll return it to its original after. Thank you very much.
You come to my city.
How are you?
Show me a city.
Yeah?
You shall go.
If you want,
Pushing on. Strong.
of course,
President, first of all, thank you so much for giving us your time
most welcome.
and for inviting us to Juba at this time. I know you're very busy with everything that's been going on.
Thank you. It is.
So the first question a lot of people are asking is, are you in control here?
I'm in control. If I was not in control, you would have not found me here.
I was saying earlier on in my introduction, a country that's 5 years old, and you've already gone through two very traumatic and serious events. What does that say about South Sudan? What does that say about this country?
It is not the country, but rather than people, there are people who are power hungry and who would not want to follow the system that people change power. Peaceful means of changing power. They are too impatient to wait for that.
Yeah. So let's mention these people while we're here. I mean, obviously, Riek Machar, who was your first vice president for a long time. And then up until this past incident on July the 7th, tell us what happened. Because you were both in the palace. You were both here. What happened?
Well, what happened on the 7th, none of us was there. It happened on the road in the checkpoint. When his bodyguards went and attacked the checkpoint, we was manned by the national security with some few military police. So they attacked them. They killed 4 of them. 2 from national security, 2 from the military police, and another, a civilian doctor who was passing by, was shot there. 5 of them. That was in the evening of the 7th. In the morning of Friday, there was supposed to be a meeting of the Council of Ministers. We always do it by Friday, every Friday. So that Friday, I canceled the meeting. I said, let the first vice president and the vice president come to me so that we come and see how to put down the tension of what happened last night. And at the same time, Dr. Machar has planned that while we are in the Council of Ministers, his men will come and open fire on all of us.
On everybody.
There will either he will survive and I will die. And if I die and he survives, then he will declare himself the president Republic of South Sudan. But that was aborted by having me cancel the Council of Ministers. So they came here, and this is where we were sitting.
This room.
This room. The first thing he said on the way was that he was afraid of how to pass through the checkpoints. The officer he called assured him that there is no problem. You are the first vice president, nobody will tamper with your motorcade. So he came, but on the way where the checkpoint was, he stopped and he said he wants officers from the Joint Military Council. This is a body which was brought in by the agreement. A Joint Command Military Council. It consists of his forces and our force. So these commanders came to him and they brought him. He was told that, when we reach, you will go in with your official motorcade, consisting of about 10 or 11 vehicles. But the whole bodyguards will remain outside. He said, okay. When they reached here, he entered with the close protection, and the rest were left outside. Now, while we were inside here, the forces that were left in his residence came in a convoy of 20 Toyota pickups full of soldiers and one ambulance. In that ambulance, there were also arms loaded on, and they were down. Now, outside the fence, they started to spread out, just like in a fighting formation. And the colonel who came in the ambulance was now the one directing what was to be done. So he was asking the soldiers who were already down, said, did you cock your guns? And he was speaking in their language. And the nearest soldiers to him on my bodyguards were Nuer. And they were hearing whatever he was saying. So the soldiers told him that we did not cock our guns because we have no orders to do that. He started abusing them, that they were cowards and they did not follow up the orders. Because when they were coming, they came with very specific orders. Now one of my bodyguards, who was caught by surprise, said, my brothers, is this thing happening again? So he got the first bullet, shot by this guy. He was shot, he fell. The other one who was with him shot the colonel, also dead. That was the beginning of everything.
And their objective was to come in here and kill you?
Yes.
That's what they were going to do?
Yes. Dr. Riek Machar himself was armed
He was armed.
with a pistol. He was armed with a pistol.
So when you heard the shooting, the commotion, what did you do, Mr. President?
We were just sitting, three of us, myself, my two deputies, we were sitting.
Yeah.
Where you remove these chairs,
Yes.
just here.
And you could hear the shooting.
It is loud enough to be heard.
No,
Anyway. It was heard all over Juba. And then, when the fire intensified, I told them, my brothers, we are very close to the door and to the windows. Let us go in. So I let them into my office. Let us just go and sit there. We went and sat.
Yeah.
And it became difficult that we could continue with the meeting. So I told them, let us leave it to subside, and we will resume. Now,
Didn't anyone come in and tell you, Mr. President, we're under fire, or they're firing, or there's something going on outside?
well, we were using telephones. And so, right away from the first bullets, when it started, we got the information
You
of
knew
what
something.
was happening.
Yeah.
And so we remained.
Were you afraid, Mr. President? Were you worried?
I was not. I would have not controlled anybody if I was worried. I was just sitting as I'm sitting with you. I have no gun, but I was not worried.
So, okay, let's go back to your history with Dr. Machar. You never liked each other, did you?
No, it is something he started in 2012. But all this time we were together.
Always. And you were friends?
We were comrades in arms.
Okay, when did things turn around? When did things change?
It was the time when he had wanted to change the leadership, that he started to speak in the media that I should now step down
Yeah.
and leave somebody to complete whatever that has not been done.
Right. So he left, he fled, he's in, well, I'm sure you know where he is, in the mountains, and you have a new vice president.
I don't know where he is.
You sure you don't know? Is it true you have ordered an arrest warrant on him? Is it true?
No,
You have not?
I have not. Recently,
Yes.
I never.
So, are you looking for him?
Well, he's fighting, somebody fighting you. How can you look for him?
Yeah.
People were saying, we have to sit down and talk. I declared a ceasefire and called him. I have issued so many appeals to him as the first vice president to come back to Juba so that we come and continue with the implementation of the agreement which we signed. So there is no way that I would go and look for him.
Yeah. So what is it now between you and him? Is it all-out war now?
I'm not fighting him, but I'm on defense because I'm defending the country. And should he come with whatever military force that he has, he will also be met with such a force.
And that's the fear among many, especially people who are not from South Sudan, Mr. President, is the fact that all this fighting since 2013, people are wondering what's going on. When is there ever going to be peace in South Sudan?
There will be peace. I'm sure there will be peace. But that is the peace where, I don't think such characters like Dr. Machar and others should not be part of it. But our people are very peaceful.
Would you like to see him dead?
Well, death is not really, it is too big for me to say. Because somebody who created him knows the purpose why he was created. And that person is the one who knows when he will take all of us.
Okay, Mr. President, how do you reassure people that Juba will be safe? Because the talk out there is Juba is going to be overrun any day now.
Juba, nobody will overrun. Who will overrun it? Who will overrun it? Nobody will overrun Juba.
How do you reassure people?
There, now that since you came, did you hear any bullet being fired?
No,
In Juba?
not today.
Even since that day when I declared ceasefire, that was the end. The guns went silent. And that was on the 11th of last month.
July, yes. And what's to not stop the guns from being fired up again? What's to not stop it? Are you going to stop it? Are you going to, your people, your army?
Now we are already doing it. We are not doing it. The army is very disciplined now, have accepted to cease fire and only to wait to fight on self-defense
Yeah.
if they are attacked.
Well, some of the people who aren't very comfortable with the security situation is IGAD. You know this. On this coming Friday, there's a meeting between IGAD, the 5 countries, and the African Union. And they want an intervention force, Mr. President, which you have been fighting, which you have been resisting.
Well, I don't see the reason why there should be a foreign intervention to come and do what now?
To come
There
and
is no
protect the
fighting in
citizens.
Juba. There is no fighting in Juba. Whom are you coming to protect the civilians from?
The civilians still feel unsafe, Mr. President. That's the thing, because
Under their own government?
well, tens of thousands have died since 2013.
Well, that was, what was done by Machar. And this is what he wanted to happen this time. But this time people have really known what was going to happen. And so the army was certainly sure of how to protect the civil population. No stray bullets that has gone to the surroundings of K1 here, leave alone Juba.
So what do you tell IGAD when they meet on Friday and all, the African Union and all the representatives, what do you tell them?
You know, I am a member of IGAD countries. Although they don't invite me, I'm a member of IGAD. I'm a member of the AU. I'm the member of also of the UN. So, to come to somebody's house without his or her permission, it is a trespass. Even if I go to your own house without me informing you, you will take me as an intruder.
Mr. President, you can come to my house anytime.
No, not at all.
Okay, but look, okay, outside of Juba, let's say, some of the states around, especially in the north, where we've been hearing stories of people being, mass crimes being committed, whether it's crimes against humanity or, war crimes being committed. People in those villages, in those towns, they don't feel safe, Mr. President.
They are safe. And if you want, for example, to bring in foreign troops, we have more than 12,000 here.
UN troops, right? Or AU troops, yes.
Yeah. So, can they not protect the civil population in South Sudan? Because insecurity is not all over in South Sudan. There are areas that people are now talking about. Can these 12,000 and a half not secure them?
So you prefer to have your own troops protect your own people?
Exactly.
You feel confident about that?
I'm confident.
And you don't want people interfering in the affairs of South Sudan?
If they want foreign troops, here is the UN forces. In Juba, they are in Wau, they are in Malakal, they are in Bor, they are in Bantu.
Would you want their mission objective to be changed from peace and, from peacekeeping to peace enforcing?
We don't even need that.
You don't need those troops.
We don't need that.
Mr. President, you can't do all this by yourself. You know that.
No, it is the people who are coming in actually who are now confusing the people of South Sudan. Yeah.
So you want to go it alone?
If they want to sponsor peace, and let us talk with them to see. And that, if it is the implementation of the agreement, it cannot be done by force. We are doing it alone now.
Do you feel isolated? Do you feel isolated from the rest of the world?
Well, I'm not told that you are isolated.
Do you feel that the world has turned its back on you?
Well, whatever they are doing, it is not me to tell them that you have turned your backs. I know who have turned their backs, and I know who have not yet turned their backs. They are waiting to see what is it that we are doing.
Are you disappointed in some countries? Let's say the United States, because let's face it, you were very close to George W. Bush's administration. You were very close. You visited the White House 3 times, even before you were president. In Obama's White House, which happened under, your independence happened under his watch, you haven't been invited. You only met him on the sidelines of the UN once. Are you disappointed?
That is a great disappointment. Yeah. And what can I do? He is the president of his country, which is a superpower in the world. Even if I'm disappointed, what do you think I can do to him?
But you can tell him, look, Mr. President, your administration was very supportive of South Sudan. Suddenly, you're shutting the door on us. Why?
Well, I have many other venues of saying it.
If he was here in this room with you now, Mr. President, what would you tell him? If he, let's say, showed up in Juba, Obama.
If he shows up in Juba, I will receive him very warmly. And when later on we sit down to talk, we go to business, I will tell him where I'm disappointed and where I really still stand with him.
If America had been supportive of you more since 2011, do you think Juba would have gone a lot farther than it is today?
If there was no war in Juba in 2013, it would have gone very far, even without America.
So when you go to sleep at night, do you tell yourself, this job is just, this is a huge task here, and very few people are grateful?
Well, when I came to this office, I knew it was not easy. It was difficult because we fought for 21 years, of which I was one of the leading commanders in the battlefield with my late brother, Dr. John. We were many, including Dr. Machar, but all our colleagues decided to abandon us, and they wanted to make a shortcut that they can go to Khartoum, make a very fake agreement, thinking that that would be the best way to achieve peace in South Sudan. But when that thing did not work, Machar came back. The rest went and died there. But Machar came back. And we received him. We received him, and he became number 3.
But he wanted to be number 1.
Yes, of course. When he ran away first, he disagreed with Dr. John, and he went to Khartoum, making what is called Khartoum Peace Agreement, which was concluded in Khartoum. If I find you, my friend, I cannot go to your house, and then we signed the agreement there where we have reached an agreement, a peace agreement, in your house, without any ground. It is not peace. It is a surrender. That means I have surrendered to you. And this is what they all did. But when it did not work, they came back to us.
Have you ever thought of stepping down, resigning, walking away from all this?
I can do it, but let me tell you this. If I leave this year today, you will be talking about genocide in South Sudan, which you people are now saying, well, it has not come. Even if Riek has succeeded on the 8th of July to kill me, I don't think that he would have come to Juba today.
Well, Mr. President, let's take a break, come back, talk about Kenyans. Your relationship with Kenya is very close, very warm, but Kenyan banks are crying foul because your economy is in a tailspin, Mr. President. Let's face it, you have a major problem, not just political and military, but your economy as well. Let's talk about that after we get the country break.
Oh, okay.
We are live in the South Sudanese capital, Juba, with President Salva Kiir Mayardit. It's a special Jeff Koinange live. We'll take a break, come back, plenty more ahead. Stay with us. We are back in a moment.
Okay.